Do it.
Here we go. Here we go.
Hey.
Hello.
We're live, pal.
Hi.
How's it going, everybody?
Here we are, live on the internet.
Yeah, we're in Los Angeles.
Yes, we are.
California, where the helicopters got cameras.
It's a sunny, beautiful evening.
Snoop Dogg, Larry.
And it is E3 2019. It's first evening.
Yeah.
We're going to try and do these live streams, right, through the week. Through
Daily live
E3.
streams, guaranteed, not guaranteed.
Daily live
Guaranteed
streams,
by
not
everyone
Guaranteed
except Jane.
void in everywhere on planet Earth.
We're going to talk to you about what we've seen, what we've done, all the E3 things that are happening.
Yeah.
You can ask us questions about the things that we've seen.
And we say
Exactly.
we. I mean, this is the blind bag assortment you've gotten this evening.
Yeah, it's like a
We
blind
really
box.
are the
But
blind bag.
Who knows? Is it blind bag or blind box?
Either.
Anyway, Mike is here. He's running the
Say
stream.
hi, Mike.
Hello.
Ellen is very busy working on a video for your enjoyment later.
Yeah.
Yep.
But on later on days in future, we'll have different
Yeah.
configurations of
But
people.
Today you're getting us and we're talking
Yeah,
about
and you'll
what
like
we're
it.
up to today.
We're talking about
EA.
basically the only thing that's happened to E3 so far,
EA.
which is a Star War.
Star Wars.
A terrible Star
Oh
War.
my god, has there been a Star Wars?
It's Jedi Fallen Order. I think we can trigger some gameplay happening now.
Oh, let us know how we sound, by the way. This is
Yeah.
a bit of an experimental
looking,
first E3 live stream.
sounding.
Don't worry, Jane. People
So-
let us know how we sound.
Great. Well, I just
Um,
need the people to hear me.
So while you do that, we've got Jedi Fallen Order gameplay
Yeah.
going on
Okay.
up
So
here.
what did everyone think of the game?
Well,
This was the first gameplay that we've seen of Fallen Order. Did you think it looked good or bad? I will accept no other options in your response.
well, but I don't think it looked good or bad. I think it looked slightly underwhelming.
yeah, fair.
And I'm still excited for it because it reminds me a lot of The Force Unleashed.
I like this bit where he was using the lightsaber as like a really
torch,
deadly
flashlight.
flashlight. Yeah,
Yeah.
a really dangerous way to light your path.
And he's walking along a wet log. like
Yeah,
if you slip and
He's
just
practically a Jedi.
carve
I mean,
your leg off.
he's a Padawan, so
That's
he
true.
knows what he's doing. I thought it was. I thought it was good. I thought it was something that I would definitely play.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, I'm already on side because it's a respawn
yes.
game, and Titanfall 2, I loved it.
I think mechanically it looked cool and interesting. Like the dueling combat mechanics looked cool. I just thought it was quite a generic setting. Like Luke
Okay,
was saying.
it didn't knock anyone's socks off because it didn't do anything you haven't seen done before.
Yeah.
But, and I know this is a little, you'll have to take my word for it.
Okay.
Luke and I saw a behind closed doors theatre presentation that was an extended version, like half an hour version of this demo. And it prefaced this demo with sort of an extra, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. So
That was really good. And I cannot understand for the life of me why they didn't include more of it in this live stream presentation.
Yeah.
what
Because
that behind closed doors had going on was
more mechs. I mean,
yeah.
What I was thinking during that presentation was that you're piloting a walker, like a ATST. ATST?
AT-AT.
Oh, so the big
the
one,
four-legged
the really big
one,
one.
yeah. And you have to climb up it like it's a Shadow of the Colossus, and it's covered in
Luke,
vegetation.
Luke
and
hates this bit where he throws an R2 at a guy's
oh
face.
yeah, he does.
Yeah, I do. It's I don't know. I just thought it was not a cool move when you see an R2 unit to just.
It's
Like
a bad
someone's
R2.
face.
It's an Imperial R2.
I know it's bad, but
it shows its side.
you
Yeah.
don't kill the droids. It's just
How do you know it's dead?
well because it got all smashed up. If it's not dead, it's in agonising pain.
They
If it's
can't
not
feel
dead,
pain.
if it's not dead, it wants to be. Don't tell me they can't feel pain.
R2 makes that noise when he gets electrocuted.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's in
No,
pain.
he
Yeah.
likes it. That means he likes
That's
it.
R2's pleasure sense activating.
That's the sound of exquisite
All right,
pleasure.
I'm not. All right, I'm not going to get into describing a presentation you can't see and we're not looking at right here.
Yeah.
But it had a lot more mech stuff in it, which come on, that's like Respawn's bread and butter,
Yeah.
circa Titanfall. You're inside an AT, and then
Yeah, you get to like fire all the guns and shoot a bunch of stuff. I think what was
it's rad.
I think what was cool about it was that it was a big set piece. Like you climb up
Yeah,
an
it's a bit of
AT-AT,
razzle dazzle.
you drive the AT-AT, the AT-AT crashes and some stuff explodes. And actually, the gameplay demo that you're seeing now, which is what
Yeah.
they put out, I
Yeah.
think is a fairly procedural walk through a whole bunch of fairly generic Star Warsy looking
Yeah.
rooms and corridors.
It lacked that razzle dazzle, and also what people are excited about is that it's going to be a story led, like single player experience, and there wasn't a lot of like story led stuff. Like there's
Yeah.
a little bit of cutscene, a little bit of Saw Gerrera, but you didn't get the real flavour of this character, the new character, Cal Kestis.
I thought there were a couple of moments that were quite nice character moments.
The
for
voice
him in
acting
this.
is good.
There was a bit
It's
after
really
he talks
good.
to all the rebels, and
Yeah.
Saw's like, "We need your help," and he's like to his droid,
Do
he's
you
like,
hear
"Do you hear
that?
that? They need my
They
help."
need my help. He's
I thought
quite
that was kind
sweet,
of
isn't
endearingly,
he? Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cute.
endearing lack of self-confidence.
Already
Yeah.
more charisma than Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
And they
Yes,
slightly set up in the behind closed doors thing as well, this idea that you have someone else who's on your team who's saying like, oh yeah, like we're sort of helping Saw Gerrera here, but like there's probably a reason why he's chosen this planet to do like fighting on.
Yeah.
Because Saw in the Star Wars lore is he's quite extreme in his methods, right?
Well,
He's
he
like-
becomes. I'm not entirely sure, but Rogue One takes place much later than this, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And he becomes more extreme as time goes on.
He's
so
a real jerk to Riz Ahmed in
so
the
it
movie.
yeah, it might
Yeah.
have some sense of where that comes from.
Maybe.
Like it might kind of fill out that backstory.
But there's definitely an implication, I think,
that he's already.
that he's
Yeah.
that he's slightly
Not
using
aligned
your
with you.
character.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
there's
makes
something
sense.
else going
You
on.
do seem like quite a naive character
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this.
I like that. I love a
Yeah.
naive character.
Yeah, it's nice at the end when he's freeing the Wookiee as well. He's like, "You're not alone."
You're not
to him.
alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a naive character before the hopes been
Idealistic.
stomped out. Yeah.
I
The wall running
yeah.
looked fun.
Yeah. I tell you, the things that I liked about it,
Yeah.
the combat is particularly the one-on-one against the tougher enemies, where
Yeah.
you've got they've got like a shield meter, and when you break the shield meter, you can then do these like lightsaber executions.
But you were comparing it to
And there's-
Sekiro. Did
Yeah,
we
it
ever
is.
ascertain whether is it posture or is it a shield? It was
so
kind of a posture.
Yeah, it's like a guard,
Guard
Yeah.
a
meter,
guard
yeah.
meter, and when you break it down, that
Yeah.
leaves them open to execution
Yeah.
moves.
all
So a
the
little
combat is
Sekiro-y.
it's very like from what I can tell just by looking at someone else playing it, it really looks like a sort of Sekiro light.
Yeah.
It doesn't look
Yeah.
quite as unforgiving and
Oh,
as
gosh,
intense,
no.
but I mean that to me very very strongly feels like the influence, especially in the way that there are obviously like timed deflects and this idea that you have to like break down a bar and then you
Mm. Yeah.
get to do a cool execution.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas
But
with the little scrub troopers, you can just go in with a one hit like
Yeah.
lightsaber kill.
Yeah,
But you've also got the force
yeah.
powers as well, so you can like freeze people in place, pull them towards you, push them
Yeah,
away,
yeah.
and stuff, which is great. But it doesn't appear to have the thing that the Force Unleashed had, where you could just pick them up and spin them around and then chuck them off, which is
a
the
shame.
best part of the
You
Force
do have
Unleashed.
some
yeah.
like manual control over it because that new force slow power where he slowed a blaster bolt and then force pulled an enemy
Oh,
and then
that's
kind
true.
of
He did
positioned
move him,
him
didn't
in
he?
front of because in the behind closed doors theatre presentation we saw
Yeah.
he the demo guy kind of slightly bodged it and failed to get him in front of the blaster fire.
Yes, yeah.
And so there's clearly like some manual
Yeah.
positioning going on.
Okay, that's
As
interesting.
a sidebar, I really felt for that guy because his name was Oscar.
Sure.
He works for Respawn. He was sat next to me in this theatre and he was playing it. And he was so intensely focused. He was like, okay,
Oh man, that's
here
going to
we
be a
go.
lot of pressure.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
imagine playing for
Yeah.
a room full of judgmental games
Yeah, who are
journalists.
reporting on everything you do.
Yeah, it's so
Yes.
stressful.
Oscar,
Yeah.
you're a hero.
Yeah, well done.
We salute
didn't-
you, Oscar.
yeah.
We just saw some of the massive insects that you have
Oh
to fight,
yeah,
which
space
is
bugs.
yeah. We were talking earlier about this, and you were saying that you thought it was slightly disappointing that they set it on Kashyyyk, and then you spend most of the time inside a warehouse.
Not
that
enough
could
Wookiees.
could be
Yeah.
anywhere.
Too many space bugs.
And then also that when you are in Kashyyyk, it's just like giant spiders, I
Yeah.
suppose. I feel like I really like single player games like Uncharted that are basically just a roller coaster ride, and you
Yeah.
sort of just hold forward and occasionally like hammer some
He
buttons.
gets really chomped on at this point. He
Yeah.
gets him like in the neck. It's
Yeah.
gross.
and a bunch of that was definitely like a time deflect.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I really like those sort of single player games. You don't have to think too much, like quite linear, and it's just a crazy, brilliant roller coaster ride that lasts for about, I don't know, between 10 and 12 hours or
Yeah,
something.
some nice writing, some nice quips, bit of voice acting,
Yeah,
nice
but-
cutscenes.
But
Yeah.
what you really, really need, the great voice acting and the great characters and stuff, and I feel like that's what this demo didn't especially tease. What it teased is like, here's the traversal you've done in Uncharted, and here's the fighting that you've done in Sekiro,
Sekiro, or what
and
have you.
here's the bit where you sort of like do a Force Echo to listen to a ghost, and
Yeah, it's
like
like fucking
all of
audio
this. I
log.
mean, this is
Yeah.
like this is a Breath of the Wild
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly. Yeah, it's
freezing.
yeah.
I don't feel it's fine that it doesn't
That's
have
what it
loads
reminded
of.
me of. I was thinking, like, what have I done this in recently? And it's Breath of the Wild, the stasis thing.
Yeah. It's fine that that it's not like an incredible original gameplay mechanic. But I think when you have that, I would have liked to see a bit more of what I hope it will have that's unique, which is like the Star Wars setting and the characters and that kind of
The little backpack droid BD1,
BD1.
Buddy Droid 1.
Buddy Droid, yeah.
I don't know if you can quite make out from here, but when you see him in close up, he looks like a little Wi-Fi router with like chicken legs. He's like a little robot chicken with a Wi-Fi router for a head. It's quite sweet. And when he sits on your back, he's got one foot like higher than the other, and he's just kind of perched on your back, and he's quite sweet, quite endearing. I imagine I'm going to fall deeply in love with BD1, a bit like BT from Titanfall 2.
Here's my thing with the droid.
Buddy
so it's
droid,
called BD1, which is
BD1.
a buddy droid,
Yeah.
which I think is presumptuous. Because, like, R2-D2 is not a droid programmed for friendship, and neither is C-3PO, and neither is, like, BT in...
No, but Buddy Droid is because he's an explorer droid, so he helps
goes
you,
with
like,
you as your
navigate.
exploring buddy.
Yeah, I don't think he's called a Buddy Droid because he's designed to make you less lonely and be a friend.
I think I would feel the pressure... It's like, just because it's your buddy droid... doesn't mean you're automatically friends,
right,
you know?
So
And
if he was called like ED1 and it was like Explorer Droid, and then you're like,
Yeah.
I will die for you, Explorer Droid.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It's
love
a
bit
you
forced
so
now.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
you're supposed to make friends with the droid that is programmed for something else, and then you're like, wow, I guess I really underestimated that this protocol droid could be, could
Something
be a
more.
It's like
true
when
friend.
you're a kid and you get sent on a play date with another kid, and you're like, just because we're kids, we might not get on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just
You're on a play date,
I'm
but I'm
sorry.
probably massively overthinking
Yeah.
this
Also,
droid.
his
What I
head
like-
looks like a Wi-Fi router, and he's like a little battle
He's
chicken
got
robot.
when he hacks, he does it with his foot. He puts his foot in the lock, and he hacks
Oh, and
it.
there's a bit
That's cute.
when you're piloting the walker in the presentation we saw, and he's like he can't help. You're like steering, and he's on the dashboard, and he's like stomping on the dashboard.
Oh.
He's like,
He's helping.
like he's helping.
That's cute.
I think as
Yeah.
well. I really liked the droid that you have in the story mode of Battlefront 2, and it's like a little jellyfish.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and it lives
It's
in
like-
the middle of your back, and then it sort of detaches and floats
I
around.
forgot the name.
Yeah, it's
I
like-
did know the name at one point, but yeah, it's like a little
Frisbee.
black frisbee with like
Exactly.
spindly
Actually, it
legs.
looks like a
Frisbee.
Yeah, but I really like that. So I don't feel like I'm completely willing to just accept a new cute droid.
You're not ready yet.
automatically.
We're coming to the end of the demo.
He looks a
here.
bit like Tom Holland sometimes, don't you think? In
Yeah, he's-
certain
yes.
shots.
Got that sort of very young-looking face.
Aw.
Also, one of the first ever redhead male protagonists. In
Yeah, we
video
were
games.
talking about this
Yeah.
earlier. There's actually not very many
Crash Bandicoot.
red-haired
Crash
male
Bandicoot.
protagonists.
Blanca from Street Fighter.
Hwarang, Tekken.
Hwarang from Tekken. Yeah. And
And
that is it.
Well, maybe we.
like Jimmy from Bully. Maybe he's got.
let us know.
I tell
if
you what.
we're
Let us
missing
know
something
in the
obvious.
chat if you can think of another
Redhead.
redhead male video game
There's a few more
protagonist.
female ones. We're thinking like Aloy.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
whatnot.
And her from
Joanna
Heavenly
Dark.
Sword.
She had red
Joanna
hair,
Dark.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Female
The
shepherd.
woman from Heavenly
Default
Sword.
female shepherd.
Yeah.
Yeah. A few more. Anyway.
But yeah, how are people doing in the chat? We've
yeah.
gone through
How are you guys?
We've gone through the Fallen Order demo now.
Yeah.
Give
People
us
in the
some
chat.
thoughts.
We're ready to talk more on Star Wars, but if you want to talk about anything else, E3 related,
Yeah.
games related,
Yep.
or whatever.
What we've
just,
been up to,
you know,
any of that
yeah,
stuff.
let us know.
Well, what have we got? Lucky Charms suggests Lego Harry Potter Ron as a red-headed male protagonist.
Of course.
Of course.
I feel like that's
Of
a little.
course.
The real star of the Harry Potter games, Ron.
Ron. Oh, Ron.
Lego Ron.
Lego.
Lisquid Snake suggests Knuckles from Sonic.
That's
Yeah,
red,
sidekick.
red
Redhead
quills.
sidekicks, you know?
Yeah, you could play through the game as Knuckles.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's a Sonic game.
that's true.
It's a Sonic
That's true.
game.
I mean, you can't deny.
Yeah.
No.
Luke says no.
Ellen's in the chat.
Oh, hey, Ellen. You should be editing. I'm sorry. No, I don't mean
Yeah,
that.
Ellen slacked us to say spiders are not insects. So,
Oh, okay.
so
Ellen.
apologies to Ellen.
Thank you, Ellen, for correcting us.
They're
Ellen is
space
also-
spiders,
Ellen's
which are
also-
space insects in the taxonomy of space.
Yeah. Have you checked
Biology.
out space taxonomy? Because spiders fall into insects in space.
Ellen's fighting spam in the chat as well, so she's doing,
Oh, thanks,
she's doing
Ellen.
good work.
Oh man, you were all over it, Ellen.
Nerd Herder says, how wall running / mobility based is it? Fallen Order.
I mean,
not very.
we
I
can
don't
only
think.
judge on the thing we've seen.
No, I'm ready to judge the whole game now.
It was very platform heavy at the start. Like he was using the vines to swing around and like clambering up things, and he was going across a grate exactly like in Super Mario World.
Yeah,
He goes across
yeah,
the
yeah.
grates.
I would be surprised if there wasn't a fair whack of wall running. I mean, proportion-wise, it's hard to tell. Oh, one thing I thought was interesting. You could go into the ship, and he went to like a map room in the demo we saw, and brought up a holographic map of various planets, and you could scroll through them, like switch between different holographic planets, and the option was there to like travel to planets.
Okay, so you
which
can
suggests a sort of
non-linearity.
non-linear explorable, but which is odd given that the actual thing you were playing was quite linear and quite you know set piecey, and solve this puzzle and then kill this batch of enemies. So I'm interested to know how that mixes, you know, how that marries the linearity stuff.
Well, I know they're going to show more of the game at the Xbox conference.
Yeah, tomorrow. So the Xbox conference is tomorrow afternoon here, our time. So I guess we'll know a bit more about it at that point.
Benjamin Toledo says, "Hey guys, greetings from Mexico. Hello. Love the show and all you guys. Hope you're having a great time. Thank you very much for having a lovely time."
Thank you.
Crimson Track says, "Edward Carnby from the original Alone in the Dark
Yes, of course.
is a red-headed game protagonist."
You're right. You're so
Crimson
right.
Tracks, you ruddy
nailed it.
bloody nailed it. Absolutely nailed it.
Polygonal red hair.
Joseph Laramie says, "Try and save money to go to Vegas in August, but actually making a live stream is totally deserving. Splurging on my favourite channel. Love you guys." That comes with
Oh, thanks.
a very generous donation.
You could have put that in a slot machine.
Just lost it instantly.
Oh, well, I was thinking that you might have won.
You might have won.
But
odds aren't good.
Spiffy Mark says, "Very excited for single-player Star Wars from Respawn. They nailed it with Titanfall 2.
Thank you.
No reason to doubt them."
Yes.
Exactly. I'm optimistic still.
Yes, I will give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I think
for sure.
It's probably if you're making a whole game and they're like, give us a 15-minute demo, and you're like, well, it's like a whole thing, you know, to take 15 minutes out and show people. I don't know. I imagine that's tricky. So
More explosions, more walkers.
Yeah, explosions and walkers.
Nick Dumont says, "Anyone else think that Jane's outfit looks like Business Ray?"
Amazing!
That is a good.
Oh my god!
description.
Yeah, the low-key cosplay Business Ray. So this was completely accidental. I would not be the kind of person who goes to a Star Wars gameplay demo wearing a Ray costume. But Johnny Chiodini of Eurogamer this morning was like, the first thing he said when he saw me was like, "Oh, I love it, like Ray,"
cosplay.
and I was like, "No."
Well, let's
only
check.
accidentally.
Activate this. and
Business
let's see how it
Ray.
looks. It's down here.
Yay!
Wom,
Wom.
Oh, we have someone's eye out. I think it's dangerous.
Point it right at the
Business
webcam.
Ray, ready for business. Star Wars business.
Ready for the boardroom.
My business is Star Wars, and business is good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because this is Mike's, by the way. I'm honoured that he would let me hold this
His precious
lightsaber.
I'm not a business, Ray.
Someone give this.
I'm a business.
I hope you
Ray-
can hear the amazing sounds it's making.
Ray's classic face she makes when she's wielding a lightsaber.
Come here, Kylo. I'll have you. Alright, there we go. That's the line from
The classic.
film.
The classic
The classic line.
Come here,
I'll
Ray's
have you.
catchphrase.
I'll have you.
Yeah, it's a bit businessy because it's got lapels, but it's also got the cold shoulder and arm bits that Ray might have. But I feel like maybe it was like subliminal cosplay.
Yeah, you just like you weren't aware of it, but
No.
subconsciously you were being influenced.
Well, I do like clothes that are a bit sci-fi looking, so I think that's kind of where it came from. Sort of something a little sci-fi-y.
Welcome new member Julie Warren.
Hi,
Hey,
Julie.
Julie.
And Jordan Thrasher says, "Any news about Gears of War 5 from this E3?" Good
Tomorrow.
question.
Definitely tomorrow,
Xbox
Xbox conference in the afternoon. There will be some quantity of Gears 5.
And there will be a live stream from us discussing everything that was at the Xbox conference.
Yeah, so there'll be a live stream on Outside Xbox tomorrow evening.
Probably around the same
Pacific time.
but
We'll aim for the same time.
we'll aim for it.
7 o'clock Pacific time.
Tomorrow's a real busy one. Andy and I will also be at the Bethesda press conference.
Yes.
Which
Bethesda
is
means.
means Fallout, Skyrim, that one that Skyrim in space,
Yeah.
the name of which escapes me at the moment.
Space Skyrim.
Starfield.
Starfield,
There you
Mike
go.
knows.
Space Skyrim. Doom Eternal.
Doom.
And the new Wolfenstein.
Mike knows everything about all the games, but he also knows everything about the technology, which is why he's
That's
not.
why he's over there.
Yeah.
But we'll endeavour to get maybe.
He knows too much, which is why he isn't here.
We'll endeavour to
Mike's
get
curse.
Mike in for tomorrow.
Yes,
And Ellen.
that would be good.
And use a different set of us.
Yeah.
We,
Like
you
you
can
say,
hot
blind
swap
box.
us. We're basically
We're
interchangeable.
modular.
Modular, thank
yeah.
you. Modular presenters.
Like Lego.
Like
Chaos-
Lego.
Chaotic Mayhem says, "What are you looking forward to with Cyberpunk 2077?" Love you guys.
What are we looking forward to with Cyberpunk? Like specifically about Cyberpunk?
We're
Yeah,
gonna
like
see,
about-
we're gonna see
yeah,
another
yeah.
demo of Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna see. We strongly believe we're gonna see a lot more of Cyberpunk. I
I
think
mean, the last demo they showed last year was incredibly extensive. It was like an hour long.
yes.
So I guess that again, just a different part of the game.
I think what I'm looking forward to with Cyberpunk is just a bit more of a sense of, I guess, how it works in a kind of open world setting, because
That'd be good,
what
yeah.
they showed a lot of was like doing a single mission,
Yeah.
like sort of through to completion, and all of the different ways that that mission could go. But I kind of want to know, like, if you just sort of boot it up and you're just like in town and you just want to
If
wander
you're
about.
like just GTA casualing it
Yeah,
around.
I think that's what I want. I want to see some free roam.
That would be impressive if they just loaded up a save and like to the audience, what do you want to do? What do you want to see us do?
Yeah.
And then
We issue you this challenge, CD Projekt Red. Let us do that.
yeah,
We know you're watching.
change your plans now. 2
Do you
days before.
remember the Cyberpunk demo last year? There was a game. I don't know if it's a games journalist. There was someone in the crowd, and there's a bit where someone like menaces a cat, like
Oh yeah.
points a gun at a cat.
Yeah, that's right.
And the crowd playing along with the presenter of the demo, the guy playing the
Mm-hmm.
demo, was like, "No, don't hurt the cat because." You know, you're playing along. It's like a
Yeah,
panto,
you're getting into it.
right? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, we like cats. Cats are cute. Don't kill the cat. And someone next to me was like, it's not real. It's not a real cat. And you're like, yeah, we all know it's not a real cat.
Stood
We're
up.
just,
Everybody, get ready to have the scales fall from your eyes,
we're
people.
just like, we're
It's
just
not real.
playing along.
Did I just blow your
We're
mind?
we're just being friendly here. We know it's not a real cat. Anyway, sorry.
It's very important
just
to that
had a-
person that they
That
bring the truth to
I
people.
insist you murder that cat. Otherwise, we don't know that you
How do
can
we know it's
murder
live?
cats
Yeah.
in
I
Cyberpunk 2077.
I think all publishers should feel compelled to kill a virtual cat in their demo,
In
so
every
we know
demo.
To prove that it's
true,
live.
real.
Yeah.
Knight Rider says, any Elder Scrolls 6? I don't think so.
I think
Apparently
they've
not
actually said
until
no.
Starfield is done. Apparently.
That's a negatory from Todd Howard himself, I imagine, that there will be no Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah. Sad, but you know. they
I
got
mean,
something
maybe
to
we
get
can
out.
reveal something about Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, it is set
Yes.
on Mars.
No, I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, make a prediction that is
Yeah.
ineffably going to come to pass.
He
though.
did.
That I did.
Set
It's
on
on
Mars.
Mars.
Yeah, set on Mars.
But
So
like the
it's a crossover with
Tamriel
Doom.
equivalent of Mars.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
Mars. real.
Mars.
Just regular Mars.
fine, Mars.
The map of Tamriel will zoom out to reveal
Mars.
10 million years ago.
Yeah. And then Doom Guy walks in and he's like, hi.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Kills everyone. He just pulls the Khajiit apart.
Rip and tear.
Mirth says, how much should I be holding out for a new Dishonored? That's a good question going into Bethesda tomorrow. I think not very much, but I wouldn't be surprised. You know, those games did well.
Yeah.
I think we'll.
It's not a ridiculous idea.
Prey didn't do super well, did it? So.
No.
But Dishonored.
But
did. People
Dishonored-
like Dishonored.
Yeah, so maybe they go
I
back
can't
to the
recollect
Dishonored
any
well.
story that someone was like, we're not going to do any more Dishonoreds. We think we've told our story, you know.
Yeah.
But as for, I feel like if it was going to happen tomorrow, there would have been like a little whisper, a little rumbling of
Yeah.
it.
And
I
we
mean,
haven't had any rumblings.
Who's the best at keeping secrets at E3?
Me.
No, which publisher?
Oh, me.
No.
I
one.
mean,
Ubisoft always have something, but
Leak.
they've had loads.
oh
of
no,
leaks.
Ubisoft's
But they
quite
usually
good
have
at
some
keeping
the
one
end.
thing secret.
They're just one more
Sony,
thing.
I enjoyed someone was ribbing Sony on Twitter. It was like, man, Sony's really locked it down this year. No leaks from Sony for once,
Yeah.
because of course
They're
Sony's
not
not
having a
doing a
conference.
press conference this year.
Unless
is
they
the
are,
background.
and they've kept it secret.
Surprise
Imagine.
conference with
That
Sony.
would be a good one. Nintendo's quite good
To
at
an
those
audience of no
surprise
one.
announcements.
Jack
Because no
Tretton's
one
just
turned
driving a
up.
bus around
Yeah.
town with a megaphone announcing
Yeah.
games.
Dishonored, I would be surprised.
I'd be
I'd be
surprised.
delighted.
I'd be delighted.
I'd be delighted.
Dishonored is good.
But
Yeah.
I don't expect it. I
No.
wouldn't predict it. Yeah.
James Chamberlain says, what colour would each of your lightsabers be? Quick fire.
What a great question.
Red.
What? Gold.
Well, okay. If you're going by when you build a lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge, there are only 4 colors. You can do purple, blue, green, or red. So out of those, I would go red. But in The Force Unleashed, when you could make your own lightsaber, my favorite one was the black lightsaber with the white corona. There you go.
White Corona.
Mike's is purple, as we saw previously, and
Yeah.
it looks dang good.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Purple is a
Gold.
good colour. Gold, I think gold is a good
Yeah.
colour.
Luke,
Blue, the best colour.
Classic.
colour of Luke's lightsaber.
Thanks for a great question.
Colin Gosling says, are you guys expecting any Dragon Age news?
We know that Dragon Age is quite a long way off. I read a bunch about it in prepping for E3 a few weeks back, and I would be... What I expect in that we've already had EA Play, and they didn't do a conference this year, they just did a series of live streams, and those live streams were very like distinctly here's half an hour on Fallen Order, here blah blah, and there was if it was going to be anywhere they would have dropped like a little teaser at the end of EA Play. So what are the odds that they gave it to Xbox? I mean, it's obviously not Sony's not here. Could they seed a little bit of it into the Xbox conference? Is there a standing sort of Dragon Age Xbox tie-up? Not yet, right? It would be a new thing.
They did it. It was cross-platform on Xbox One and.
Oh
60,
yeah.
But
I wonder whether there was like some little tie-in. But if it's going to be anywhere, it'll be tomorrow in the Xbox conference.
I wouldn't hold your breath.
I wouldn't hold your breath, and if there is anything, it'll be very, very slight because Dragon Age, the next Dragon Age, is still a long way away.
Yeah.
So.
Benjamin Toledo's back in the chat, says,
Hey.
so far I'm cautiously optimistic about this year's announcements. What games do you guys think could be genuine surprises? I have a theory.
Surprises as in like
go on then.
things that haven't been announced at...
Yeah, like things that we don't know are coming but are going to be announced at E3. I
Okay,
think.
what do you think?
All right, I'm going to make this prediction now.
Right.
Bold.
Tuesday morning, Nintendo Direct, new F-Zero game.
Ooh.
Let me explain my reasoning.
Okay.
So, we were expecting that the Nintendo show this year would be all about the new Metroid Prime. However, a couple of months ago, Nintendo put out a video being, Metroid Prime has not gone well. We are starting again.
What?
So, which I think is a really gutsy thing to say. So they're basically like, we're starting again with
Owning
it. It won't be out for absolutely ages now. Sorry. So, rather it was good than rushed out, etc., etc. But that does leave, I think, a big gap in what their sort of E3 stuff was going to be. So I think if I was Nintendo, I would be thinking, what other sort of like
Tentpole franchises.
what other franchises cater to the kind of like the slightly older generation Nintendo fans, but what game could we theoretically get out
Knockout
relatively cheaply and relatively quickly? And I think I think a racing game like F-Zero fits the bill.
Also, Nintendo aren't averse to doing the kind of announcement where they'll just cut to a man at a desk going, I'm working on a new F-Zero game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. They absolutely.
Please look forward to it.
That's how
that's the whole thing.
That's how the Pokemon game got announced the other day. It was just a man at a desk being like, "Hello, I've been thinking about making an open world Pokemon RPG. I'll let you know how it goes." Which I really like. That. So but then they do have the Link's Awakening remake coming out this year, so it might just be that Nintendo focus entirely on that and showing off loads more of that. But I'm calling it now.
Ubisoft will have a surprise. They always have a surprise. It'll be the and one more thing that they're quite good at keeping a lid on.
Yeah.
That will be. I mean, who knows what that will be?
Yeah.
So.
I mean, it could be a whole new thing, or
existing
it could
franchise,
be something
new
one of their
franchise.
franchises. What have they got? Rabbids, Prince of Persia, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, but it's hard to obviously. It's hard to predict.
Hard to predict surprises because they're a surprise. You don't expect them.
Yep.
Who else could have something? Square Enix is doing a live conference for the first time. But I mean, I think that one of the big things that is going to be the Avengers game.
Yeah.
I don't think they're launching a conference for the first time in order to announce a complete surprise game.
Yeah, I would love to see Resident Evil 8 get teased in any way, because it's been a while since Resident Evil 7.
But at the Xbox conference, maybe?
Yeah, maybe, possibly, but I
not
don't,
unreasonable.
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen, but if that happened, that would be a very pleasant surprise.
Well, what's Capcom got coming up? What's it got
They're
cooking that?
They're remastering all the old Resident Evil.
Oh, do you think they're just going to work through those before they come around to any
But
more?
now they've got that engine, and it's been years, and it's set up a cliffhanger at the end of the story, so it's definitely going to happen at some point. You just gotta think
So do you
when.
think they're going to be remastering old Resident Evil?
I think they've run
in
out now.
parallel.
They've still got 3. Once they've done 3, that's all of them, I think. So.
Yeah.
And they're really at the point where, once you get to 4, that's 4 probably doesn't need a remake.
No,
they just released
the gap gets smaller,
remaster of it. So.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so you think Resi 8 as an outside bet?
Yeah,
you know?
that would be great.
Liam Duke says, I'm hoping for some Animal Crossing news and updates from Nintendo.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah,
That
that'd be good.
really
I'm
nice.
looking forward to Switch Animal Crossing.
That's Tuesday morning, isn't it? Pacific time.
Yeah.
Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, that's
Bright
right.
and early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to
Animal
be...
Crossing.
That's going to be a fun one. You know, I think there could be some Animal Crossing, absolutely.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
about-
No, I think that's like quite high on the likelihood
I would
scale.
say that's fairly nailed on. Connor Watson says, are you guys going back into Disneyland after E3? Do you think there will be an increased amount of Fallen Order stuff and things there now?
Oh, I don't think they're big on doing games stuff.
No,
in
they
the
just do stuff from
park.
the movies.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Sounds like a licensing nightmare.
Yeah.
But this is in reference to the fact that we went to Disneyland
Yes,
the other
we
day.
did.
Which you
That's
would
where
only,
the lightsaber came from. Galaxy's Edge.
Which if you follow us on Instagram, you will be sick and tired of seeing photos
Yeah, we're
of by
sorry
now.
for
But
all the stories.
There's still a vlog coming. So
There's a vlog hopefully coming.
Well,
out.
Andy's been twice in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You have.
So it's been quite a Disney heavy
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not complaining.
time.
Been
No,
good.
it's been great.
What did you guys
Galaxy's
think of
Edge
Galaxy's
was. I posted this on Instagram. I'm like, I've been performatively cynical about it because I think it's funny and it makes you mad. But at the exact same time, it did blow my mind. It is such an accomplishment, like the immersiveness and like the granularity and precision of the detail. It blows my mind.
It's like
They've
Diagon
done.
Alley and
Turns out with the
Universal,
resources and expertise of Disneyland, you could actually do amazing
You
stuff.
can make Star Wars real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Think what they could do for the world.
what if the world?
If they could cure any disease.
Yeah. They could make Star Wars real.
or we make
Hear
Star
me
Wars
out.
real.
Yeah.
Choose one.
Yeah.
But the rest of the park is sort of more like theatrical and theme parky.
Yeah.
Whereas being in Galaxy's Edge is like being on a perfect. You know how when you're a kid you imagine movie sets are like being in that imagined world, when of course it's not. It's like a set
Yeah, it
with
stops
cameras
there
and
and
stuff.
there.
But
and,
it's like being in a wraparound, fully immersive movie set.
Yeah, and they go to like quite some lengths to make you feel like you're not in Disneyland anymore.
Yeah.
You're in Batu,
Yeah,
which
you
is
can't
cool.
just go buy a burger and fries. It's like a
Space Burger.
Space burger, space
Yeah.
fry. I
but
don't know.
better than that.
Space burger.
Imagine a Disney Imagineer came up with it rather than us. So.
Yeah.
Mike, do you have a Coke bottle
Yeah.
from?
Oh yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to limbo.
Okay.
I'm gonna have
no.
to Catherine Zeta
Oh
Jones
no!
around all the
What you can't see is Mike is
I wish you
doing
could see
Catherine
this,
Zeta
everyone.
Jones
There's not much.
through cables
There's
behind,
not much of Mike that we can't see right now. As he.
behind the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Check
you
this
can't
out.
you can't even get Coca-Cola in regular Coke bottles.
It looks like
It comes in. It's all written in Urabesh, and it looks like a thermal detonator.
because
Because
they
he's
drink
built
out
in
of
the
thermal
detonator.
detonators.
Yeah. Thermal detonator full of Coca-Cola.
Okay, Julian Acosta says, third person action Harry Potter game.
Oh my god.
There we go.
From Warner.
What,
Well, it would be Warner, right? Because
from whoever.
no. But I'm like,
Yeah, it probably
let,
would be.
let's
From whoever
assess,
wants to do it.
let's
Scramble.
assess the chances.
It would, yeah. It'd be,
Wasn't there one
No, the chances that
cancelled one years ago, like a couple of years ago?
Mike's asking, wasn't there a cancelled one years ago?
I mean, they had all those like action games on the PlayStation,
I think there was like a gritty.
but like a gritty reboot.
cancelled,
Oh wow.
third person.
Oh, there was that one where like the early one where if you died you sort of passed out and then
Oh, the
woke up again.
microtransaction one.
No,
Oh, no.
the really early one where you
Oh,
play, you know.
yeah.
Well, if you died, you passed out. You mean like if you died in the game, you passed out in real life?
It was like Harry Potter was like me, and then
But imagine like
Yeah.
Bully, but it's in Hogwarts.
It'd be amazing.
That'd be great.
Be amazing.
Yeah.
Be absolutely amazing.
I'd go for
And
it.
surely like a license to print money.
we'll invest. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Flawless.
So we'll make it, and then we'll ask permission from Warner later.
Yeah.
Better to like beg forgiveness than
Yeah,
ask
yeah.
permission.
Better to
You know,
beg forgiveness
when you're
for having
making-
made an unlicensed Harry Potter game. Sure, that's what that aphorism refers
Yeah, you
to.
tell Warner that we said it's okay. Don't do that.
Yeah. We all agree.
James.
Dibs 10101 says Harry Potter Battle Royale.
Oh jeez.
That's what we need.
All the kids
Yeah.
are wearing
Yeah.
like but magical shotgun
Battle
collars.
Royale, yeah, the
Yeah.
movie.
Magical collars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with like spell wands with the Cruciatus.
Yeah,
on it.
just
Oh,
shoots
did-
an Avada
Avada
Kedavra
Kedavra
through your
in-
skull.
Oh, they meant Battle Royale the mode, not Battle Royale the
The
Japanese
movie.
Oh, yeah, no, I think,
movie.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Apparently, there are Harry Potter games in development, including an RPG.
Oh, Harry Potter RPG is
There you
in
go.
development.
Thank you, fact check.
By who?
Apparently,
By whom?
as of October.
Is it an
last
MMORPG?
No.
Oh.
Okay, here's a good
That
one.
You're the only person disappointed.
You and your MMO.
That would be fun.
Here's a
that
good
would
one.
be fun.
Here's a good one.
Yeah.
Rodrigo Trujillo says Aliens game with
Yeah.
the World War Z swarm engine.
Yes.
That'd be terrifying.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Swarms of xenomorphs.
Swarms of aliens, like in the movie Aliens, not in the movie Alien.
I guess, but if you've got more than say 6 xenomorphs, then you're
Yeah, you only really need one.
effed.
Yeah, it's like-
Yeah. You don't
Yeah.
need swarm technology. Although it would be a good scare, like 1,000 xenomorphs.
level 1 is 1 alien. Level 2 is 2 aliens. No one gets past level 3. That's it.
Oh my god. I would
impossible
pay for
game.
the spectacle of 1,000 xenomorphs, like roiling massive xenomorphs, like tidal wave of them coming at you.
I slightly resent is probably too strong a word. I miss how like in the movie Alien,
Yeah.
the xenomorph is like a terrifying like Terminator
Mysterious presence.
mysterious killing
Right.
machine.
Yeah.
And then by the time it gets to Aliens, even they're sort of like more like bugs that you sort of like
Yeah.
there's like it takes
They're like
takes-
water balloons full of acid that you just like shoot one bullet into and it just pops everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, if you just watched Alien and then you thought, what if there were 2 xenomorphs? You'd be like, well, Earth is over.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I
The bit where they're all
love
throwing
aliens,
themselves
so-
against the turret thing in that deleted scene.
yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
It is good, but they're
Well,
all just...
I mean, it means they have a certain kind of animal intelligence that means they're assessing risk,
Yeah.
and
Correct, wave
they
after
don't
wave.
know how much ammo is left in the turrets, and that's why it's such a brilliant scene. But I take your point in that it turns them from these sort of unknowably effective killing machines to kind of very, 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 very dangerous animals.
I
So,
agree.
To
I
be
agree,
happen in
everyone-
those movies, it's
everyone
like
agree.
take a terrifying thing from the first movie and then make it sort of not as good in the second one.
But Aliens is a brilliant
Aliens is
action
an
movie.
great action movie. It's like Terminator, where the Terminator is terrifying in Terminator, and then he's like a goofy...
Also, Aliens.
Goofy dad.
Yeah.
Aliens has cinema's greatest romance.
Yeah.
That's genuinely the best love story ever told
Is
in
it,
cinema.
is it Hudson and himself?
Oh yeah, no, that's the one I'm talking about. Hudson and Hudson.
It's the bit right at the beginning where you briefly see the cat and
Oh.
Yeah.
Ripley, 'cause
And she-
It's Apone and his cigar.
Oh. What did she say to him? You little shithead, you're staying here. And the cat's like,
exactly
yeah, okay.
the ultimate love story.
Aw.
Artist name here says, this is an interesting one. Am I the only one who wishes there was a Rockstar conference?
I mean, the conference would be like, come back in 6 years, we'll have another game.
Yeah. But
Right.
I think it's kind of interesting to think and talk about why there isn't a Rockstar
I think-
conference. And,
Yeah.
for example, why there isn't like a Valve conference, you know.
Or even
and
a
why-
booth, you know, like a presence on the show floor. So publishers tend to have a stand or a booth, you know, an
You can go in
area
for a behind closed
within
doors
the
presentation of
trade
the upcoming game.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Rockstar don't ever, and Valve really don't.
They're
and-
so tight-lipped about their games. The first you'll see of a Rockstar game is literally 3 months before it comes out.
I think increasingly trade shows like E3 are basically going to be for the publishers who aren't guaranteed to like sell their games without having to show up. Like I don't think Sony will come back next year. Like the theorizing is that Sony aren't here this year because they're going to wait for the PlayStation 5 and next year they'll come back
Well,
and
you
that will
think
be the
they're
big thing.
Hmm.
Well, I just like the reason that Rockstar don't do these things is because they don't need to. Because and the reason Valve doesn't do it is because it doesn't need to. Is because they're big enough that when they do, I mean Valve doesn't do anything anymore, but you know, like Rockstar, when they do something, everyone pays attention. It doesn't have to be at E3, and I think Sony has
when
enough.
Google Stadia want to announce something, they're not going to
Yeah.
bring it to E3.
Also, when you're
yeah.
doing announcements at E3, you're competing for attention with everyone else who's doing announcements at
Yeah.
E3. So it kind of
Why compete?
devalues that as well.
Like if you're Sony and you have infinite money from making TV panels or whatever the other bit of the business is doing, why show up here? Why not rent out your own theatre at some other point in the year when it's ready for you? Why invite the comparison with whatever Microsoft is doing?
I remember every year it felt like there would be a rumour that Rockstar would be on stage
Yeah.
at the Xbox conference or
Oh,
possibly
yeah.
the Sony conference with a little tease of Red Dead Redemption 2 and
that would be the killing blow to the whoever would win.
yeah, and
at
every year
E3.
you're like, oh my, it will probably never
Sony's
happen.
gonna
But
win
if it
this year
did
'cause they'll
happen,
have Red
can you
Dead.
imagine? And obviously it never did because they don't need to. And probably they I don't know, at this point it's like a prestige and pride thing, you know.
Maybe it did almost happen, but Dan Houser couldn't get the door open because there was too many sacks of money in front of him. He was like, I'm trying to put it. Couldn't
So
do
I'm
it.
gonna have to stay home. Sorry, Xbox.
And my
sorry,
Scrooge
Sony.
McDuck style money bin
Yeah.
won't open.
Yeah, I think it's just a a case of.
But what if this year?
But
Yeah,
this year I have
What
heard
if
a
the-
rumour
what if
Rockstar are going to be at the
this
Xbox
year at the
conference.
Xbox conference.
Yeah, they're going to announce Red Dead 3.
Yeah, and
have
Grand
it
Theft
playable.
Auto
Bully.
6.
And there's a copy
Yeah.
under everyone's chair.
Yeah.
Bully 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, don't joke about Bully 2. I want Bully
No.
2.
Sorry.
Bully was good.
I can't think of anything clever. Says Stardew Valley mixed with Undertale. That would be
That's
good.
quite clever.
Just generally.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Just generally.
Firecrow 100 says, if Andy had a longer face and more head hair, he'd look a bit like the frontman of Foals. Google it. A band I think he'd enjoy.
Is this just another guy with a beard? And
Shall we find out?
The front man of Foals. You
He's called-
do an image search.
what's his name? Yanis something.
You're now watching a man. Oh no, it does
You're
look a
watching
bit.
a man Google an image search results.
I mean, it is more or less just a dude with a beard, but I can sort of see it.
This one here.
Yeah.
Ah,
yeah,
yeah,
I can
kind
see
of,
it.
I
yeah,
guess.
can see
all
it.
right, I get it.
I can see
I
it.
see it.
I'm on board.
Yeah, I keep meaning to. Andy gets a lot of people commenting that he's a dead ringer. He's a lookalike for
So-
someone else,
Yeah.
and I wanted to make just like a collection of them. And I just haven't because I'm busy
Make a big,
and
like,
just don't care that much.
64 by 64 squares, and it's just all the different people like been said.
Yeah.
To look like.
Ethan off of Heavy Rain, obviously.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Classic.
Mateus Delima 12 says, still waiting on Skull and Bones.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
where is Skull and Bones?
Did Scully Bones not come out?
Scully
No.
Bones. It never did. I went for lunch the other day, and the waiter was really into video games and was like, "You know what? I'm really excited for, and why haven't we heard anything about it? Is that
Scully Bones.
that's pirating sailing
Skull
game?"
and or Bones.
And I'm like, "Oh, you're talking about Skull and Bones?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Ubisoft would be very pleased that
We,
you just cannot wait for Skull and Bones."
who did I play it with last year? Was it you,
Me.
Luke? Oh, it was you.
It's me.
You played it with me the year before that.
Right.
That's
It's
how
It's been a
it-
long
yeah,
time
yeah.
coming.
We had a fun time with it last year.
Yeah, it's
It
fun.
was fun,
But
but
then-
I think some people go cold on it when they're like, "And so what happens when you get out of the ship?"
And you're like,
And you're like,
"Ah."
"Eh."
Well, it's better than that. You can't.
The one who snacks says, all I am looking for is the Dark Souls kart racer.
Yeah.
Yes.
They made a Mortal Kombat kart racer. So
Did they?
it was like an unlockable secret minigame.
Oh.
So, you know, why not?
Yeah, sure.
Gaston Hernan Jimenez, I hope I pronounced
Jimenez,
that. Sorry,
maybe,
Jimenez.
yeah.
Sorry, apologies if I mangled that name. Says, I hope for gameplay of Fable. That'd be good. And Fable,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I mean, there was that leak, right?
Well, I did. Was there? I didn't see.
No?
It's
Was it not a... Mike's
It didn't
shaking
seem-
his head.
it did not seem convincing as a leak.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
interesting.
Okay.
I would be very surprised if we see anything.
Mike
Yeah.
would be.
Mike would be very surprised if we see anything
Ah.
from Fable. I'm
But
just
I mean,
repeating in case you can't hear me.
The faux leak.
I didn't see any of this. So.
It was... I mean, I can imagine it. You know, I wouldn't rule it out. Another Fable game. Like, obviously the IP still exists. And there
I
are
think
people
there's
out there
one
who...
way,
Oh,
but it's
right,
just-
right, right.
It's just the stuff.
Oh,
that was
you're
leaked
talking about
was
specifically-
the content of the leak.
You're talking about the
okay.
content of the leak, not the concept of another Fable.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, hold on. One day, more Fable.
Hold on to your
Like,
butts.
there are people out there who there are fans of Fable, like Fable
Yeah.
the universe,
Well,
Fable.
presumably, it
who
won't
are
be
really
Peter Molyneux involved.
into
in it.
no, no, no,
and
no,
that's
no.
that's so it's kind of an unknown quantity in that case,
Yeah,
which would be interesting.
but then
But yeah, I
given
don't
that,
think we'll see anything this year.
I mean, it's going to be better than Fable the Journey. So
Oh, Fable the Journey.
don't say that.
It flew too close to the sun.
Did it? What son?
Peter Molyneux.
Corey Layfield says, hey guys, what do you think about Sword and Shield? These are the new Pokemon games.
Oh,
Oh, they're
yeah.
set in England, right? Or like
I think they're saying something-
analogous to England.
Like England, yeah.
Luke, you're our resident Pokemon expert. Why don't
I
you
am the
Correspondent,
resident. I am the
yeah.
resident Pokemon.
correspondent?
Yeah, I really like the Pokemon games, but I do think that for several years now they've needed to do something quite radically different that they hadn't. I was really
Have the Pokemon die
have the Pokemon die for real forever.
forever.
I was
Canonically die.
I was pretty disappointed with the first Pokemon game on the Switch, which was Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, because I
Yeah.
thought, here we go on the Switch.
They're
it's-
finally going to die for real.
they're finally going to die for real. It's I want the. I think what. I mean, I just feel like maybe it's time for something a little bit more ambitious than the kind of like top-down stuff. The other thing that slightly grates on me with Pokemon games, or at least the last few, is I always feel like the localization is not like super on it. Like the dialogue always tends to be, you know, like, you'll just go talk to someone and they'll be like, I am a Pokemon trainer. Pokemon like it when you feed them berries. Have you fed your Pokemon a berry? And it's just got, when you play other games on Nintendo platforms that are so well localized, like Zelda or even like Mario Odyssey, which
Phoenix
is how,
Wright.
or Phoenix Wright. I feel like some of the recent Pokemon games have lacked a certain wit and flair. So I am sort of, I'm ready to fall properly back in love with Pokemon when it's something a bit more ambitious, I think.
Yeah, and when they can die forever, that makes the stakes even higher, doesn't it,
Exactly.
for those relationships?
Yeah. Bring back dying forever. The thing that I do like is that they've brought back battling with wild Pokemon, which in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, you just did the Pokemon Go style throwing
just
the
throw
Pokeballs.
it.
Yeah.
No, you have to really beat them down until they're too weak to resist. That's.
I mean, it sounds mean, but I really do think that that's kind of fun. You know, like that's the good thing about Pokemon. It's that kind of like tension of like, oh, if I sort of push this Pokemon too far, are they going to die for real?
Has it been battered into submission yet or not?
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is the good stuff. Okay, hang on. I've talked about Pokemon for too long and I've lost track of the chat now.
Oh, you can see the elevator going up and down the. Oh, I just noticed that
So it's
low in
getting-
the background there.
It's getting dusky.
Sun's going down
Yeah.
in old Los Angeles
What time are we
town.
on? We're at 8:45
City of Lights.
here in
La La Land.
La La Land. Here in the old big
The-
swampy.
Whole smoky.
Yeah, old city.
Mitch Thompson says, what is Konami going to announce? More Metal Gear rip-off or something new?
More Metal Gear rip-off.
Yeah.
Metal
No,
Gear rip-off.
it's actually called Metal Gear
Metal
rip
Gear
off.
rip-off.
Colon rip-off.
I think
That's more of a Mortal Kombat thing, isn't it?
I think Raiden could do that move in Revengeance. Actually.
Probably.
Could you pass me that power cable
right.
down there? And
Sure
We're
can.
getting low on juice.
Oh no, it's
Konami.
tangled.
I mean, Konami may not announce anything,
pass
I
it behind.
suppose.
I'm gonna have to.
Pass it around.
We're attempting a
Here's a
maneuver.
maneuver.
Konami. What are we
Konami.
thinking? Konami.
What do they make? Do they
Pez.
still make?
Pez.
Do they still make the
Pez
Winter Olympics?
dispensers. No,
Yeah.
Pez.
Okay.
The sports football game.
Sure.
They've been making retro collections recently. So
Oh,
the
yeah?
Castlevania collection and
Oh,
the
that was
Contra
good.
collection.
Yes, more
Yeah.
retro collections,
But
says Mike.
That's about it, really.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, they
where do
do-
we stand with Metal Gear now? What do you think?
I don't know. Survive was so poorly received.
I know, but
They've got still a bunch of licenses,
Yeah.
like Silent Hill and all that stuff.
Sunset Riders.
Sunset Riders, exactly.
Remake that.
I'm just looking to see if they're working on anything right now, but
yeah.
I don't think we know
I know.
if they were.
Yeah.
We will see more Metal Gear. It's too big a license.
Too
to
soon,
let
do you
go.
think? Though too soon to come
I
back
don't know.
to
They've
it.
just poisoned the well over there.
Yeah, but it's too big and too important,
But
too
what about
valuable
Silent Hill?
an
They-
IP to just be like, "Nah, never
Silent
again.
Hill.
After
Silent
Resident
Hill.
Evil 7 did so well,
Yeah.
you'd think
Yeah.
let's revisit that.
Yeah, let's revivify this beloved horror franchise.
Yeah, or Sunset Riders.
Mike Gibbs says 2 words: BloodRayne reboot. I assume this is-
BloodRayne is one word then.
Yeah. BloodRayne. BloodRayne.
Maybe vampires are
reboot.
gonna have their moment coming up, like with Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines
Yeah.
2 on the way, and people are kind of excited for that, as far as I can tell. A BloodRayne reboot.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Would you say Vampire the Masquerade is the game you're most looking forward to at E3?
If I the way I always gauge it with E3 is like, what game would you, if you could have any game to play tomorrow that's at E3, what game would it be? And it would be Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Yeah.
Maybe that's unfair because I haven't even seen it yet, and so I'm going purely on premise.
Yeah.
And pedigree, although the pedigree is extremely promising, rather than what I've seen at E3.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's for now. I'm going to say that's the game I'm most excited about at E3, and I think probably the same for Mike.
Yes.
Also
definitely.
the same for Mike. Yeah.
Did you see they've announced another Vampire the Masquerade game in the last week?
Yes. What was it called?
Coteries of New York. I think?
Coteries of New York, another Vampire the Masquerade game
More like a
on
Telltale
the
type
way. Yeah, Telltale story goodness. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bit I like about VTM games, where I get to talk and choose options and possibly seduce things. So yeah, bring
Sounds
it,
good.
bring it. Oh, did you see the Baldur's Gate 3 tease?
God.
With that,
Yeah.
I was up late last night, this morning I suppose, with jet lag. I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was on Twitter, and someone had tweeted at me like, "Have you seen the Baldur's Gate reveal. I'm like, let's have a look at it.
This is
and
the
I was
time
like,
to watch
oh
this.
my
Yeah.
god! It's
Yeah.
a pretty horrific transmogrification of a human man
For 4 a.m.
into a squid
it's a lot.
monster. And I was
It's a
like,
lot.
oh my gosh.
Liking the Cthulhu
It looked good, though.
overtones though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like really dope, spooky Cthulhu overtones, and at the end of the shot, it's like you can see a lot more of them like floating.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're nodding, and I wasn't hallucinating.
Yeah,
At 4
it's at 4
a.m.
a.m.
There's
You're
more
like,
of them floating.
Jane, there was no Baldur's Gate
There's
announced.
no such thing as Baldur's Gate 3.
Andy,
Jane.
the squid man though, he looked at me.
No, the
Yeah.
aesthetic super on board with that, and obviously Baldur's Gate being Baldur's Gate and all that.
Yeah.
RD Paralated says, Luke, can you ask Andy if he expects any Splinter Cell? Andy, do you expect any Splinter Cell?
No, I don't particularly, but then I haven't really thought about Splinter Cell for about 4 years. So.
Well, we've got a new Tom Clancy game in the here at the show.
Yeah.
Breakpoint. Would
Already
they do a Splinter Cell? I suppose these things have to be made in parallel. Like
Yeah, true. I mean, and with the absence of Metal Gear, now's the time for Splinter Cell to swoop
Sam
in,
Fisher to
capture that market.
to really increase his chokehold. Is this the
yeah,
right?
his behind,
is this
like,
the right
his Krav
metaphor?
Maga
Yeah,
chokehold
on the genre.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the one.
It would make sense.
To really choke that genre unconscious.
Yeah, and then hide it in a locker.
Oh.
Urinator says, it's spelled with an 8. Urinator says,
Look what you've done, you.
hey, I just
happy.
read them as I sees them. On a scale of 1 to 10, how sleepy are you all?
You go first, Luke, because you've not had anything to answer recently. How sleepy are you?
Very sleepy, yes.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
On a scale of 1...
Give it a-
Oh,
give
yes,
it a
sorry,
number.
I'm so
10
sleepy,
being
I
already
misunderstood the
asleep.
question.
0 being I've had a coffee enema.
It's entirely possible that this is all happening in my sleep. And that...
There's no way of knowing.
Yeah, and that this is
Oh,
just sort of
wow.
like unconscious flailing. That,
What if you woke up and the first day of E3 in effect hadn't happened?
What
and
if
Yeah,
I
you were
did it
just
all
about to
again?
get the cab to EA
Oh
Play.
no! Like, do you remember did you used to have dreams where you'd dream an entire school day and then wake up and have to go to school?
No.
It was rubbish.
Oh, I feel bad for you.
Awful.
That
And normally
sucks.
my dreams are great. I have a lot of dreams where I'm like being hunted in the forest or like
What?
where there's like fantasy animals or where I can fly. My dreams are normally great.
And then sometimes.
And then sometimes just go to school.
All right, how sleepy are you, Mike? Scale of 1 to 10.
7.
7. That's what would you say your average is back in the UK?
7.
7, says Mike.
That's fair.
So
Sure.
he's maintaining about the normal level of sleepiness. What about
Yeah.
you?
I feel alright. I'm probably about a 6 at the moment.
6 out of 6 out of
6 out of 10.
Yeah.
But then it comes on really quickly for me, so it'll get to like
Yeah.
half 10, and it'll be like being hit by a truck of
He will just
sleepiness.
drop. We have to make sure he's
Like-
surrounded by like soft
Yeah.
cushioning
I'll
at
pitch
that
forward.
time because he will literally just drop.
Pitch forward into a load of cardboard boxes.
I am just before we did the live stream. I was probably 5.
You're doing
but-
some yawns.
I was doing some yawns. I was very sleepy in the car over here. But now that we're on camera, it's very energizing.
Yeah.
I feel quite good right now. As soon as the camera's turned off, I'm going to curl up in a little ball and go to sleep.
Well, we're gonna go get some dinner.
We better get some dinner,
Yeah.
but you're going to have to feed it to me while I sleep.
All right. Push fries.
Intravenously.
Yeah.
Nick of the Living Dead says, will Doom Eternal reveal even more evidence that Doom Guys link? Yes.
I don't think anyone's in any doubt.
I mean, they already revealed in Doom Eternal that like the hookshot is there
Yeah.
and that big fiery sword from... It's a theory now in the same way that like evolution is technically still a theory.
Yeah.
Like
Big
Everything's a
Bang
theory if you think about
theory.
it.
It's for
I
real.
say I'm not sleepy. I did really think you just said Doom Maternal.
Doom Maternal.
Doom.
Doom
Maternal.
Maternal.
Oh, that would
That's
be
the
so
spin-off.
lovely.
It's
Yeah.
Doom Guy, and he's got a papoose,
Oh.
and it's like his maternal instincts coming out.
They're eventually gonna have to like give Doom the sort of God of War like emotional maturity.
Yes.
All the Doom developers have reached
Yeah.
like they all have children now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, as
they'll
soon
be
as the lead
like,
developer on Doom has a kid, he's like,
Yeah.
I must
Yeah.
tell the story.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
and
must
Doom
tell
Guy's
this
like, don't
father-son
be
story."
sorry, be better.
close your heart,
Close
To
your heart.
the ripping and tearing.
open their hearts
To the ripping and tearing.
to induce suffering. Joshua Vasquez says Ubisoft should develop a Flamingos game. I
I
quite
don't
agree.
think we're in any doubt. As...
Tom
Quite
Clancy
agree.
would be up for that. I mean,
Tom Clancy's
the
Flamingos.
estate of Tom Clancy.
Yeah, it'd be like Hawks, but
yeah, Tom
Pinker.
Clancy's.
It's no sillier a name than Rainbow Six, is it really?
No, that's true.
I liked Rainbow Ghosts that we came up
Rainbow
with
Ghosts.
the other day.
Rainbow
Yeah.
Ghosts.
Tom Clancy's
Rogue
Rainbow
Wolf.
Ghosts.
Rogue Wolf.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. John Sharpin says, Andy, what are your thoughts about Luigi's Mansion 3?
Oh my god, I'm excited for it. Is that going to be at their conference, Luke?
Well, I don't know.
It better be.
I
love Luigi's
I think,
Mansion.
yeah, I think that I wouldn't be surprised at all if there was quite a lot of
In
it.
fact, that might be the game I'm most looking forward to at E3. Luigi's Mansion, because I
Yeah.
love Luigi's Mansion and I want another one.
How does the theme go again?
And this for the next 5 minutes to the end of the stream.
Yeah, and this is it. We're just going to play you out with. Let's see. Man, everyone's talking about Doom Eternal now.
Doom Eternal! Let's make it happen! Someone call Todd! What am I saying? I'll call Todd. Todd,
Get in here.
I've got a
Todd.
great idea. 4 a.m. when I wake up with the 4 a.m. jet
Todd
lag.
just comes out of a vent.
Just
You summoned
Hello.
me.
if you say his name 3 times,
In the
he
mirror.
appears behind you. in the
he
mirror.
appears and makes whatever game you want.
Yes. Todd, Doom Eternal. Doom Maternal.
Maternal. It's Doom
Okay.
guy's got a baby in a papoose.
Yes.
He's got a it's like a like a Jackie Chan scene where he's got a priceless vase.
Yes.
And he's got to beat up everyone in the
Oh,
room and not drop the vase.
You've got to
It's
throw
like that
it
with a
up
baby.
and then
It's
punch
like,
something to death and
yeah.
then catch the baby.
It's like a
and
baby
then...
safety meter. And
There
you've
is
got to throw it
exactly
up.
that scene in Fast and Furious 8, only with Jason Statham.
I haven't
Really?
watched Fast and
Yeah.
Furious 8, Mike.
Patrick
goodness
Long says, I quite enjoyed Ubisoft's Starlink. I never thought you could have an open world space exploration game. I'd trust Ubisoft with a Star Wars IP.
Ooh. Well, I mean, they can't have it.
Yes, EA has it.
Because business, unfortunately. Because yeah, I guess I'd be interested to see that. Starlink was it's kind of a pity, I suppose it didn't do better.
Yeah.
You could see it coming because it's another toy. What do they call it? A toy box
Yeah, the one where you
game
put a thing on
and
a
Toys
thing
to
and the
Life
thing
game,
happens.
and they were
Yeah.
sort of
No
on
Man's
a little-
Skylanders, the
Yeah.
immortal Eurogamer subhead.
They were a little bit on the way out, even as it came in, wasn't it?
It's hard with Star Wars games, but I was thinking the other day about how good TIE Fighter was and how they should just make another TIE Fighter game because
Yeah,
they
come
were
on.
amazing.
Here's my idea.
Here's
Or
my
like
idea.
Make another
TIE
TIE
Fighter.
Rogue Squadron or something, like, you know, that's basically the same
TIE
thing.
Fighter was better though.
But yeah, I concur in Starlink the way you went from like on, within a planet's atmosphere to kind of off
Yeah.
world. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay, what else is going on in the
We've
chat?
got 3
We've got 3
minutes
minutes.
left.
So
3
let's
precious minutes.
run through
Joan
some-
Real Woman says there's a vent right behind you.
Shit!
Yeah, Todd Howard.
Todd
just
Howard's in there.
emerged from there. He's in there
Wow.
with a little notepad.
Puckish
Going,
sprite.
Stealing
Todd
our
Howard
ideas.
Yeah.
listening in.
He's gonna make TIE Fighter.
He's scuttling off.
He's
He's
gonna
like,
make the Harry
"Oh,
Potter
I've got the idea."
MMORPG.
He's got all the
Well,
ideas.
He's off to a modified tomorrow evening's Bethesda conference.
Yeah, to announce all of the things we
Yeah.
talked about.
Stop
You
everything.
wait.
You
You
just see him
wait.
go down in the lift behind you
Oh
with
my
his
god.
notepad.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Goodbye!
Thank you.
Thanks for the ideas, idiots.
Todd.
This is how we came up with Skyrim.
Oh, Todd. You looking
Oh,
forward to
boy.
that, the Bethesda conference?
Yeah, it's usually a good time. They
Yeah.
had Andrew WK last year.
They put on a
He was
good show.
Yeah, they do.
They get the
Nice,
vibe right.
nice spectacle, and I've got a lot of affection for those games and the history of.
Yep.
Bethesda.
Speaking of Bethesda, Shay Gray says, do you think Fallout 76 could be saved if they added NPCs, or is it beyond repair?
I mean, is it functionally beyond repair, and also is its image
I
beyond
think it's more
repair,
like its
you know?
reputation
Yeah.
and cultural impact. Let's take it as broadly as possible.
Yeah.
Because the Elder Scrolls Online, when it launched, it wasn't a runaway success immediately, but it really
But nobody
recovered.
hated it.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. That's my point. It
Yeah.
really recovered, and it's very popular now. But no, it was never as kind of low as
Yeah.
Fallout 76 has been.
I will say that the world and the setting is really nice. It's got a cool like space to play in.
So you think it's salvageable?
I don't know. Again, it's like Fallout is really a series geared towards the solo experience.
It's about solitude.
Yeah.
You think about Fallout 1, and it's about being that
the lone wanderer, the sole survivor. You know,
yeah,
it's just, it doesn't
and what
seem.
it costs you to be alone
Yeah.
and
Whereas
do the
Elder
things
Scrolls
you do.
is
Yeah.
more sort of lends itself to that.
But that said, how delighted would you be if in 5-6 years we look back and Fallout 7? Well, not delighted, but I would be sort of pleased.
Yeah.
If Fallout 76 somehow managed to turn it around.
Yeah.
That'd be lovely.
And
I love the
became
Fallout
this like,
franchise. I don't want to see
Yeah.
it like do badly.
no, I don't want to see
Yeah.
it fall down either. Yeah.
And finally, Cordy Cat says, "Isn't it like 5 a.m. for you guys?" No,
No,
we're not
don't
thinking
think
like
Don't
that.
think about it.
Can't think
No,
about it.
la,
Oh
la,
no,
la,
I just
la,
thought
la,
about
la,
it.
la.
I just accidentally thought about
It's
it.
like for a long time after traveling, I always forget to like change my watch,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the worst.
and I'll still be putting
You
my
just
watch
glance
on,
at it.
and then you're like,
My stomach roiling,
When I was on the-
digestion halted.
When I was on the trip last week, one of the people on the trip kept announcing to
No!
people. He was like,
Oh.
what the time was back home, and I was like, you need
Oh.
to stop doing that because
no, such a noob.
Oh, I know.
Also, like they're just getting to grips with time zones. They're like, guys, it's a
Guys,
different
it-
time.
he's like, it's 5 a.m. right now, and then all of a
Home.
sudden my body was just go. Why did you tell me?
I know I just said finally, but
Ah.
Shane Brimson says, "Hey Luke, can I use the name Piglington in a game for my niece? Enjoy E3, everyone. Can't wait for more
Absolutely not.
awesome content once it's over."
It's a
I don't
TM,
think
I'm
I
sorry.
can. I don't think I can assert copyright over the
Where
name.
did you come up with
Piglington.
Piglington?
Piglington was the
You took
name
the
of a Minecraft pig in a show of the weekend.
Piglington
Choose your own
Cubes
adventure.
worth or something.
Yeah.
Aww.
Oh well, no. Piglington was up to some weird stuff.
Oh, he's not
Although
cute.
I can't remember if it turned out that Piglington was like eating people, or if it turned out Piglington was fine. I think Piglington was fine. And anyway, please do. That
Help
game for your
yourself.
niece sounds so lovely and adorable. Good luck making it.
Piglington. Okay.
Piglington.
That's pleasing.
Great. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. For
Thanks,
this
folks.
E3 live stream. Hope you enjoyed it.
It's experimental. It's
Yeah.
exciting, and we're glad you were here for it.
Like
Let us know
free
in the
live stream
comments.
jazz.
Yeah,
Let
and
us know
there'll
in the comments
be-
what you thought of it. If you like this format, if you want to see more of it.
There'll be more tomorrow
There will be more tomorrow.
on Outside Xbox, and then on Outside Extra the following night, and
yeah,
so
we're just
on
going to try and
in that
alternate.
pattern. And if you tune in every night, you'll just be able to see us get more and more tired.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like immersive
yeah.
theatre. It's like an art project. What we're doing.
Exactly. We're artists in a way.
Not tired. We're gonna get more amped,
More
Yeah.
hyped.
more hyped for more and more
More hyped.
exciting games.
Once Luigi's Mansion kicks off, and once F-Zero definitely happens.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for watching, folks. If you're watching this on demand, then do hop into the comments with your sort of theories, what you thought about Star Wars. Remember, we were talking about
Yeah.
Star Wars
Oh
originally.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
That
And
thing.
check back for more E3 stuff.
We're going to go and get some dinner.
We're gonna
Thank
go get
you
some
for
food.
joining us.
Thank
we'll
you,
see you
everyone.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.